Welcome back to Strong Ambitions, your go-to channel for all things powerlifting. I'm Cheung, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing an essential topic for anyone gearing up for their first powerlifting competition. Powerlifting meets can be intense, exciting, and sometimes a little nerve-wracking, but with the right preparation and packing, you can ensure a smooth and successful experience. So let's dive right in and talk about the essential items that you need to bring to a powerlifting meet. First things first, let's talk about the essentials that you need to pack in your gym bag that day. So number one, lifting gear. Now, your lifting gear is crucial. This includes your powerlifting belt, your wrist wraps, your knee sleeves, and your powerlifting shoes. Make sure that they're in good conditions and bring any backup gear if necessary. So number two would be your powerlifting singlet. So with most powerlifting federations, they require athletes to wear a singlet during the competition. So make sure you check your rules for your federation and pack a clean and comfortable singlet for that day. So number three would be deadlift socks. Now with deadlift socks, they're often required by powerlifting federations, especially for the deadlift event. So deadlift socks are normally long socks, which go up to just below the knee, and they prevent the barbell from scraping against the shin, causing people to bleed onto the bar, which causes health and safety issue. It's important to check your federation's rules regarding deadlift socks and ensure that you have a pair that meets their specifications. So number four would be short socks. Now, short socks are another essential item to consider. Some federations have specific rules regarding the length of the socks during the squats or the bench press, requiring them to be short enough that they don't cover the knee joint or get underneath the knee sleeve when you wear them. Make sure that you have one or two pairs in your bag to comply with these rules and avoid unnecessary complications during the meet. So number five, correct underwear. Believe it or not, even your choice of underwear matters for powerlifting meets. So some federations have regulations on the type of underwear that can be worn. According to the IPF rule, the standard commercial athletic supporter or standard commercial briefs of any mixture of cotton, nylon, or polyester shall be worn underneath the lifting suit. Women may also wear a commercial or sports bra, swimming trunks, or any garment consisting of rubberized or similar strength material, except in the waistband, shall not be worn under the lifting costume. Any supportive undergarment is not legal for the use in the IPF competitions. So number six, compliant t-shirts. Your choice of t-shirt is also essential for complying with the Powerlifting Federation's rules. Check your federation's guidelines to determine whether they have a very specific requirement for the t-shirt style, logo, or even color. Most federations require t-shirts to have sleeves and be plain without any distracting or non-compliant designs. So to avoid any issues during the kit check, make sure you just bring an extra spare plain crew neck t-shirt for the competition. So one of the useful things that's worth noting is that sometimes these rules change with the company brands and logos being taken in and out of what is allowed. Number seven, personal ID and membership cards. So don't forget to bring your ID and Powerlifting Federation membership card or number. You're going to need these for the registration and the weigh-ins. Most local meets will probably not ask you for ID, but they can ask you just to confirm who you are. So number eight, registration confirmation. Now, it's worth keeping a printed or digital copy of your meet registration confirmation handy. It serves as proof of your entry and can help resolve any issues needed if there just so happen to be any admin issues. So number nine, nutrition and hydration. Powerlifting competitions can be long and physically demanding, so it's important to fuel your body properly. It's going to be useful to pack high energy snacks like protein or energy bars, fruits, nuts, or a trail mix to provide sustained energy throughout the day. It's also worth considering choosing foods that you're used to so you don't risk getting an upset stomach on that day. It's also crucial to stay hydrated, so bring a reusable water bottle and consider packing electrolyte drinks to replenish lost minerals and prevent dehydration or even cramping, which is probably the last thing that you want when it comes to performing. So number 10, supplements. Certain supplements can play a role in enhancing your performance and energy levels during the meet. Additionally, pre-workouts can provide a boost of energy, focus, and mental alertness. So you should also make sure that your supplements are screened for banned substances and make sure you're familiar with your brand too. So to inform your choice of supplements, you may want to check out a website such as Inform Sport, where they list out a group of products that have been pre-screened for performance enhancing drugs. So number 11, a game day plan. So I've already made a video about attempt selections here. So your game day plan is your self-written guide that will tell you what you need to do for your warm-ups and attempt selection, which is based on your performance leading up to your competition. So you can either have this written down on paper or even stored on your phone. What this essentially does is stop you from overthinking of the attempts that you should choose after you have just completed a lift. Remember that you only have 60 seconds to hand in your next attempt. Okay, so now that we've covered the basics and essentials, let's talk about some additional items that you may want to consider to make your experience more enjoyable and comfortable. So the first one is going to be extra clothes. So packing extra clothes can be essential for several reasons. So powerlifting competitions can take place in a variety of different venues venues and they can vary in temperature. So it's important to have extra layers of clothing just to adjust to a slightly colder environment to keep your body at a comfortable temperature throughout the day. So if it is cold, having a hoodie or a jacket or an extra pair of jogging bottoms can keep your muscles warmer during rest periods between lifts. And keeping your muscles warm is going to be conducive to having better performance. So remember, staying physically comfortable is going to allow you to focus on your performance a little bit more without any distractions. You may also want to bring a change of clothing for after the competition. So after a long day of intense lifting, you'll probably want to freshen up and feel more comfortable before heading back home or celebrating with friends. So if you want to isolate yourself from the environment, you may want to consider bringing an extra set of headphones so that you can, listen to music or podcasts and help you stay focused and relaxed during your warm-ups. Baby powder. So when using baby powder, you want to apply a light dusting of it to areas prone to friction, such as your thigh or the front of your shins. Just as a key note, you may want to check out where a suitable place to use baby powder is, because you don't want baby powder getting everywhere and cause a risk of people slipping when they're walking. Now, chalk is a staple for powerlifting for improving grip strength and reducing slipping on the bench press. It can provide a dry surface for your hands and enhance the ability to hold onto the barbell a little bit more securely. Now, most powerlifting competitions will provide chalk, but you can't guarantee that they will provide enough for everyone to use. And the last thing that you want is to try and scramble for a bit of chalk because there's not much left. Now, bringing a towel specifically for wiping off excess baby powder is going to be essential. And getting baby powder in the wrong areas is going to be detrimental for your performance. You essentially don't want to be slipping where you want the most grip. For example, if you accidentally get some baby powder on your feet. Smelling salts. So smelling salts can be useful for powerlifters who need to have an extra mental boost to help them psych up for a heavy lift. It is useful to remember that if you are not used to using smelling salts, it's not worth using them for the competition until you have experimented with them in training. Smelling salts are not for everyone, and people often ask me, do smelling salts actually work? Well, a study in 2022 shows that smelling salts do not actually enhance neuromuscular performance. So it is likely that any performance enhancing effects may be down to an individual's psychological response to using them. So another useful consideration is pain relief muscle rub. Now, muscle rubs or creams that contain ingredients to help provide a temporary relief from sore muscles may be useful if you are going into the competition with a recovering injury or slightly sore muscles. So applying these rubs such as deep heat may even help you relieve muscle tension and alleviate any discomfort that you may be carrying. Products like deep heat can also help you keep your muscles warm and can be useful, especially if you do go to a venue that is slightly colder. So the next one is going to be warm-up accessories. So a proper warm-up is going to be essential for optimal performance. You ideally want to be recreating the same warm-up routine that you normally have when you go to your training sessions. So it's best not to bring in anything different that you wouldn't otherwise use for your training sessions. Deodorant and general toiletries. It's important to consider personal hygiene during a powerlifting meet, both for your own comfort and consideration for others around you, especially if you do have a little bit of body odor. So the last thing that you may or may not want to consider are sour sweets or chewing gum. Now, this is for anyone who needs to lose an extra bit of weight last minute because they're a little bit over. And so what chewing gum or sour sweets do is help you produce extra saliva for you to spit out. So it's also important to consider bringing in an extra cup if you are someone who needs to make weight last minute. So when you come to use these chewing gum or sweets, make sure that you don't swallow the saliva that you actually produce. So those are the things to consider bringing for a powerlifting competition. If I've missed out anything, comment on the box below. If you found this video useful, please click like as it helps the channel loads. Send it to someone who you think would benefit from this video. And if you guys want to learn more, check out this video where I talk about how powerlifting competitions are run.